been speeding.
No, no, no. Through the grace of God, brother, I'm here. But I wouldn't miss this for nothing in the world, brother.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I kept my word, so we are here, we are live. All right, so I'm gonna just say my greetings again,
Mhm.
and we're gonna get started. All right. Peace, family. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, shalom. Hotep, Islam, Alafia. What's going on, family? What's going on? Man, again, as I said, man, we have a very special guest here tonight. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. This is episode 54. Episode 54. And I have this good brother here with me, Samuel Lee Fudge. All right, he is the director of the new Messiah Marcus Garvey short film. That's right. We finally have a Marcus Garvey movie.
Mhm.
All right, so he's here tonight to talk about the movie, to promote the movie. And I'm asking you, all you got to do is support, family. All you got to do is support. Share this live right now. Share this live because what he is about to say, what he is about to tell you, you may not know about Marcus Garvey. All right, so definitely, again, share this live. And this is very fitting for our Black History Month series. All right, so without further ado, family, welcome, brother. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I had a busy day. I'm a teacher, so it's very busy. Report card conferences coming up. Had to put in grades, and had to do a whole bunch of teaching stuff. So,
Yeah.
but
Plus,
I'm
it's
here.
it's snowing up there bad, man.
I mean, not bad. We just had. It wasn't even bad. Like a couple days
Okay.
ago, it was just snowing. But yeah, it
Well,
was. It
you in New
wasn't that
York.
bad.
I'm in the South, bro. So anything snow wise is
Yeah,
bad. I'm
yeah.
from Miami, so anything below 30 degrees is bad, horrible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
For like
man.
the whole month of February, like every week we had snow. So,
Dang.
you know,
Uh, yeah, yeah.
but it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
So tell the people about your upbringing and what brought you into consciousness.
Mm. Um, my upbringing, man. I, I I had a very tough upbringing. I'll say that first most. At an early age, I experienced things that a lot of my young peers weren't experiencing. I was seeing things that adults were seeing or experiencing. Just easy, for an example, very early on, we experienced, me and my mother. I was raised by a single mother, so we experienced homelessness. We experienced, the struggle. Her trying to make ends meet, her trying to provide for my sister and I. Um, in addition to that, it was just the typical inner city story of what I was experiencing in my community. Drug infested. I'm talking about gun violence, murders. Um, Matter of fact, I believe I was probably 10 or 11 years old, and one experience I was visiting my cousins, and a friend that we had, a mutual friend, he would play outside with us and all that good stuff. One day he decided to, take the life of his mother, and so that was just a small glimpse of like experiences that I had witnessed or encountered growing up. I hate to say it's the typical because I mean at this point it's normal. We hear it every day, and I try to be a advocate for change for other youth, Black youth out here in the United States who experiences those same things. But it's terrible that those things become the norm, for our inner city Black youth. Um, so I was fortunate enough to have relatives, very cultivated relatives. My cousin, who was the state representative of Georgia, representing Cobb County at the time, she was 23 years old, youngest Black, first female to obtain that position. And so herself making history, she was an inspiration to me. At the time, she was attending a HBCU, which is Spelman here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got a chance to experience that graduation. I saw how she was celebrated by other Black people. I saw how she had a kente cloth around her gown, her graduation gown. Uh, um, I saw she was a summa cum laude. All these things made I gained interest in all these things, and me wanting to grow closer to that, to be a part of that life. Her and I would exchange, just thoughts and opinions. And then she shed light to me on Black history, which was, that's the point that changed my life. To be honest, I learned about different activists, of course, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, W.E.B. Du Bois. All these great, prolific people. But then came Marcus Garvey, and what stuck out the most to me about Marcus Garvey was his aggressive approach at uplifting the soul of Black people, specifically the Black people who were suffering, the Black people who needed hope or who were trying to find answers. Um, uh, Marcus Garvey was excellent at reforming Black people, and to transform them into something greater, better. He took these men who had served in the war and put them in the UNIA and the African Legion, and dressed them up in uniforms. And these were things that at the time were mystical to me, because I couldn't believe that this actually happened. I couldn't believe that there were men and women who were uniformed, who were united as Black people, and they were prideful. There wasn't too many images on television that was showing me. There wasn't too many images on television that I was seeing of this. I couldn't see it in my community, of course. And so through the images and then the words of Marcus Garvey, he served as somewhat of a father figure to me, but also an advisor, a guide. And from an early on age, bro, I always wanted to be like Marcus Garvey, or to someday serve in the capacity in which he did. And here we are now with Mosiah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed, indeed. So I see that your dreams and affirmations, or aspirations rather, came to pass.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of the Mosiah movie, so and I know you gave a little bit description of, like, I guess Garvey being like your favorite ancestor,
Mm-hmm.
and like your favorite Black leader. And so if you can delve a little bit into more of a reason why, and why you decided to create a short film. Why not a book, or, why not a documentary?
Yeah. Um, I was fresh out of grad school at the time, and in grad school I was fortunate to be educated on the direction of the industry, the direction in which the industry was going towards. We were swaying out of feature length films, and more. We were more, us as a society, we were more appealed to short form. This was a time of COVID, and so streaming services also had hit it went to a place that we could never fathom. You know what I mean? And also with Instagram, that's when reels started happening. So I just saw the direction of the industry, but also what kept the mind attention of our people, more specifically the youth. I knew that Garvey is the story of Garvey just alone is more than just a film. It's books. It's literally what it is today. It's books, it's films, it's everything. But I knew that I knew these two things. I wanted to specifically target young Black youth, and I knew that young Black youth is sometimes very hard. And you're a teacher. It's very hard to keep the attention of the
Oh, yeah.
youth. And so I knew in a short form, I can I metaphorically compare it to a pistol, a 38 gun. It's powerful, short, but it gets the point, and it would stick with them. And so that's what made me want to go towards the short film. But also, it served as a blueprint to what we actually wanted to do. So the film was directed by Gerard, also produced by Gerard, who also helped co-write the film as well. And our direction was, we wanted to one day make this into something huge. And was just I'd say the blueprint for us to do it, to for one, get our people hyped up about what we were doing, but for two, put something out there for the people, because there was nothing before. This is the first ever narrative film on Marcus Garvey. And for three, we wanted to show people that we could do this. And most of the funds put into this film was our own monies. You know what I mean? We didn't have the strong backing of a major studio, of course. We just wanted to show the world that this story exists and we could do it. And here it is. Now help us do more. you
Right,
know?
right. So, and were there any like challenges that you had to overcome? Any challenges? Any hurdles that you had to overcome in producing and establishing this film?
Yeah, man. Man, it's a lot. For one, just the financial.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna do
Give give
how can you?
give me like a ballpark figure how much you had to put in. You and your partner had to put in to make this film.
The budget was close to. I'd say this much. The budget was between 50 and 70K,
Okay.
and that's not even close to what we actually wanted to do. I mean, if you want to do a film on Garvey, you know, you first off, like, you gotta have you gotta have hundreds of black people parading the streets of Harlem. You
Right.
know, a 125th. You know what I mean? That costs us money.
Exactly.
For second of all, you have to shoot it in Jamaica. That also
Yes.
costs money. Third of all, it's a period piece, so you have to get wardrobe, costume,
Mm-hmm.
different props, and all that. So, you know, it's costly, you know, but I think with our resources, man, we did a phenomenal job, and um, I think I know the people are satisfied. From here in the United States to over in Jamaica to over in Wales, Canada, Garveyites all over the world, man, are appreciative of this film and grateful for what we had done, you know, with the amount of resources that we did have.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned the financial piece. Any other hurdles or challenges you had to overcome?
Yeah, you did ask me that. I'm sorry, brother.
Aside.
Yes, no, yeah. So first was, yeah, we had to get the budget up, brother. Um, that's it starts from there. You know, you can't do anything without the budget, without the pre-production aspect of the film. And so get the budget up. We raised money as well, fundraisers. We did all sorts of things to try to get the funds to do this. Um, the second thing was, like I said, bro, when you are passionate
Yeah.
about something, especially being passionate about Marcus Garvey, you want to go beyond to make sure that you tell this story as accurately and beautifully, cinematically, to the audience, to Garveyites more specifically, because Garveyites do not play about Marcus
Right.
Garvey. And so the challenges was, shoot, man, you can never reach your goal financially with producing it, because shoot, we wish we had $100 million to
Right.
do it, you know. So that was that. I would also say, and we don't talk about this much, but I think this is the appropriate time for me to put it out there. You know, when we first and we spoke earlier about, you saw the trailer maybe 2-3 years ago.
Right.
When we
Exactly.
first when we were first finished with this film, you know, it wasn't as receptive to film festivals. You know, oh my God! And that's not just white film festivals neither. That's black film festivals as well. And that's I'm talking about black film festivals who pride themselves on advocating black empowerment with black in their name, with African in their name, with the African diaspora quoted Africa diaspora in their name, and still wasn't receptive of the film. You know, that was the biggest struggle that I'd say. I wouldn't even say it was a struggle. It was
A
a,
disappointment.
a disappointment, but a shocking, like, because we just knew that, man, it's out of there. You know what I mean? Every black festival is going to accept this film and screen this film. And, you know, it was just shocking because we was like, here it is, Marcus Garvey. And here it is, like, we're still having troubles trying to get it to, I'd say, the mass of black people, you know, opposed to a small portion. Um, but all it took was one film festival to see the vision and give us a chance. And shout out to Detroit Black Film Festival. I love them for life. You know,
Yeah.
they saw the vision. They gave us a chance. We premiered this film, which is the first ever film based on the life of Marcus Garvey. We premiered this film at the Detroit Black Film Festival. And from there, it just spread like wildfire. But all it took was that one opportunity or that one
Right.
yes. But yeah, bro, I'd say that's, to me, because I'm pro-black,
Yes, sir.
you know, that was the most struggle to me, because it took me a hard time to come to grips with the fact that even black film festivals weren't accepted of this film. And it's not because how it, in my mind, it wasn't because how it shot. It wasn't because of the performance. In my mind, it was because of the the content, and who we were talking about, you know?
Yeah, and you know that's to me that's disappointing, right?
Yeah.
Because as you said, to have an entity, to have film festivals with, you know, black in a name, to me that's like there being a contradiction, right? You're saying that you're for black people, you're saying that you're for black empowerment, and
Hmm.
then when you have someone to present to you a product or a service,
Yeah.
you back away, right?
Yeah.
You don't rise up to the
No.
challenge, right? You back away. So that tells me that they are scared and they are
Yeah.
punks
Yeah.
to rise up to the challenge and present something as powerful as a short film of Marcus Garvey.
It's
Because prior to Detroit Film Festival accepting your film, there was, you know, there was no short films of Marcus Garvey,
there
right?
was no.
So that should have been a no-brainer for every, you know, black African film, black African company,
Yeah.
whatever, to help support you, to help
Yeah.
support you. And as I have this time, shout out to Sister Keisha Forster. I'm not sure if she's seeing this or if she will. Shout out to Sister Keisha Forster. I know her personally. She has some part in this film. And I've known her for years back in Brooklyn, New York. So
Yeah.
again, shout out to Keisha Forster. Shout out to Straight Black Talk.
Yeah.
And she is a real sister. I say
Yeah.
all the time, she reminds me of Sister Soldier,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. She was the
I
first. And
yeah,
I gotta I double down I double down on your shout out because she was one of the first that supported this film, you know, and affording us a platform to get the word out on the film out to the world and to our black people. We just did something with them not too long ago, but it was just a coming to Christ moment and a thank you moment because we know where we are now with the film and we remember where we were before when she first gave us the platform to speak out on it. So yeah, man,
yes,
definitely, I
sir.
double down.
Yes, sir.
But
And
yeah,
so,
just to go back to on your point, bro. Like, um, it wasn't necessarily like it wasn't even necessarily of these black film festivals not giving us a chance. It was deeper than that to me. It was more so about them hindering the spread of the Marcus Mosiah Garvey opinion, philosophy,
they didn't
ideologies, the
want no parts of
movement.
it. They
The
didn't want no parts
they
of
didn't
it.
want any parts of it. And so, like, just going back to your point, I like, so what are we doing? I mean, how can we go out here every day? And that's to any and everybody, film festivals and also black people who are watching or people I encounter every day. I say the same thing. What are we doing? Like, how do we stay? And how do we say we stand on black business and we want to see black opportunity and we want to uprise and we want to uplift and we want to elevate and we want to get to the next level and we want to be safe from the social climate that's happening right now, but we can't even support the pro-black things that are out there to get us to that next level or that has the blueprint and the answers, but we still say like we go off on Trump, we go off on the things that Trump is doing and all this stuff. But bro, we have Mosiah, the first ever narrative film of Marcus Garvey that provides the blueprint, that provides the answers, just straight from the lion's mouth. And yet we can't support that. So what are we really standing on? And do we really mean what we want? You know what I mean? Or is it just something to say because it's a fad, or is something to look good on? You know, so that's what this film also does. It challenges you because you can't watch this film. You can't watch this film and not be inspired to do something after. You know, you have to, and if you don't, you know, then what was the point? You know,
Yes,
but
sir.
I just
I,
had to say, man, like, yes, man, it is devastating to be to feel hindered to putting something out to our people that will change the world, and you know, it being hindered and blocked by our people. You
yes,
know,
sir. Yes, sir. I always say that knowledge is in power. True. The application of knowledge is true power, right? So, what can our people do now to help support the film and get the word out to the
uh,
masses?
watch the film. Watch the film first most. Watch the film. Mosiah, Mosiah. Watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Secondly, spread the word. By spreading the word, follow the Mosiah the Movie Instagram page. Follow my Instagram page at Samuel Lee Fudge. Um, follow the productions, producers, you know, spread the word. Let's get, and we had this conversation earlier, brother.
Yes,
Let's get this project out to these major black media outlets so they can spread the word to the masses. Let's hit up Essence. Let's hit up uh, 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 Essence, whoever else, any major big media outlet let's tag this film, let's send this film, and let's get the word out through communications. And then it could spread like a wildfire, and then it will make the impact that it's supposed to do. But first you have to watch the film.
Yeah.
But yes, brother, that's the biggest one, man. We just gotta get the word out. Uh, we have to keep sending this, tagging this, just like it was shared to you, brother. You're doing your due diligence by affording me this platform and allowing me to spread it further. And the people who are watching, I guess you guys have to do the due diligence as well to spread this as well. And before you know it, the world will know of Marcus Garvey. Our Black people will know more about Marcus Garvey. And this is the time, especially after the pardon. We have the wheels turning now. It's starting to turn now. And now it's our jobs to keep it going. You know, the next step is getting Garveyism in schools and teaching our young Black youth on Garveyism, Pan-Africanism. We need to educate our young Black youth for this. We need to instill into our youth the ideals of Garvey. We need to uplift our young Black youth. You know, they are our futures. And if they don't have the guides or the blueprints, or if they don't have the confidence to walk out into this world, this society, and feel empowered, or to feel great about themselves and know that they can achieve greatness, it won't happen. So it's our jobs to do it. You know, my opinion, it starts with this film. You know, show it to the youth, show it to your kids, show it to your nieces, nephews. You know, everybody. But Black people, I just expressed to you how challenging it is to get it out because of the hindrance. Let's do our due diligence, just like Garvey did back in those times, and let's spread the word, and let's get this film out.
Man, so you also played Marcus
Yeah.
Garvey in the movie, right? What kind of research and study you had to do to prepare yourself for this short film?
Oh man. Um, For the most part, brother, I have a master's degree in acting. I have a bachelor's degree in acting. I've been acting since 2013 professionally. Um, I knew for me to portray Garvey effectively, not just to show my skill, or not just to show my talent and say I can do it, but to actually play him effectively, meaning my image of him being inspirational to our people. I knew that it had to be deeper than just my skill set. In the acting world, people call it method, but I just call it tapping into my spirit and the spirit of Garvey. Leading up into production, I prayed to the spirit of Garvey often. I prayed to God. I prayed and asked God to reveal Garvey through my actions, through my speech. I prayed to Garvey to reveal himself through my actions, through my speech. I fasted. I tried to remove anything possible of my own habits that will prevent me from connecting to Garvey. I did libations like crazy. Um, Most of my time was spent praying, brother, praying to Garvey, researching, seeing how his lifestyle was during those times. And I tried my best to mimic those things and live as such as he did, in the same ways that he did. I'm sorry. Um, it was so much time put into that, just the spiritual aspect.
Yeah.
And I was grateful of the result, because like I said, like we are in Jamaica screening this film, we're in the UK screening this film, you know what I mean, we're in Canada screening this film, and people watch this and they feel like Garvey is in their midst through this film, you know what I mean. It's so crazy, bro. I won't lie to you, bro, it's so crazy. I was in Kingston, Jamaica last month, and just based off of the film, you know, it's citizens of Jamaica who consider me as Garvey, look at me as Garvey, and so that's the impact that I wanted to leave behind,
Right.
you know.
Did you and I'm not sure if Garvey still have any relative that's living,
Mhm.
or close friends of generations, of like current generations or something like that. Did you ever get a chance to like speak to any of Garvey's relatives or offspring? I think one of his sons is still living.
Yes, Julius Garvey. From
Yes,
my
he's still living,
understanding,
correct?
yeah,
Okay.
from my understanding, he saw the trailer, which is the same one that you saw, the initial trailer, and his expression was, "That's all right."
Mm.
That's all right. So for me, you know, that was enough to say, man, he was satisfied, for or at least from what he saw, that short portion of what he saw. But it's in the works for me to have further conversations with him. Aside from the film, you know what I mean? I'm a huge, I'm a huge, I'm a huge Garveyite, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And a huge fan of the legacy of Marcus Garvey. So just aside from the film, bro, my dreams and one of my dreams and aspirations is us having a conversation, you know, just about the history and also the future. You know, I'm sure there's jewels there that he can spread down
Of
to
course.
myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, brother. Yeah.
So how impactful was Amy Jacks Garvey, right?
Yeah.
Because she was in the film as well. How impactful was her in real life to Garvey and in the film?
Oh man, she was very impactful. When Garvey was arrested in federal prison here in Atlanta, Georgia. Uh, she was the she was the force behind the movement. It was her making sure that the legacy and the movement moved
Continue.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's published. If I'm not mistaken, she published the book Garvey Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. Um, she kept it going, bro. She tried her hardest to keep it going. You know, also before his arrest, you know, she was a huge factor in that. You know, she was very active. We know her to be very active in the UNIA and also the women's movement. She had her own auxiliary groups that she was running. You know, so she was a huge aspect, and we tried our best. To express that in the film. You know, we see when Garvey's arrested, we see her in that prison, them at the jail cell, and her giving him those encouraging, uplifting words. You know, to push him towards the point of uplift that we see in the film. Um, but also through those key moments of him, even in the film, when we see that he decides that, hey, I'm going to go and have this conversation with the Klan. We see her somewhat of pitching a voice of reasoning as well, and a voice of caution. You know, even and we wanted to also express the you know the intimacy within that relationship. We know that, and for an example, the scene where they're in the bed and they're spreading their stories, um, we hear them call each other Mopsy and Popsy, and we know from history these are the nicknames that they called one another. So, you know, we wanted to show her in the light of empowerment, of course, and to um, show her as just as important in the movement, but also we wanted to show them as human beings because we knew that in order for people to be inspired, they had to connect with them as human beings first most, you know?
Of course, of course. And speaking of the Klan, right? Why do you think Garvey spoke with the Klan?
Yeah. So during those times, man, like I mentioned, the African legions, man, the men were some bad men. You know, people don't know, but the African legions, they especially in the South, they were the protectors of Black people. You know, there was a point in time where the riffraff between the African Legion and the Klan had gotten so bad um, that it needed some sort of reconciliation before things got out of control. This was a time where Garvey was already on watch, or he was already, I'd say, the system had already started making their moves and advancements and getting him out. So a part of that was him trying to bring some sort of reconciliation towards that. The Klan during that time was also kidnapping UNIA presidents.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so presidents were coming up missing during that time as well.
So
And in fact, a lot of
this is like the 1920s or late
yes,
1920s?
yeah, and people don't know that Malcolm Little, Malcolm X, his parents were strong Garveyites and active members of the UNIA, in which there's been speculation that he was kidnapped as well by the Klan and also murdered by the Klan. And so Garvey's intention during that time was to try to get some reconciliation, but also some understanding, because I mean, we can't ignore the fact that Garvey too he believed in segregation. He believed he was a separatist. You know, he believed that Black people should have their own. Black people shouldn't rely on the other race for opportunity and for I'd say a well-being. You know, so for reconciliation reconciliation, but there also was some common grounds on that.
And
And
repatriation too.
huh?
The repatriation of going back to
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah, absolutely. And in the film, we see that in the film. What's special about the film is in that scene, we have Garvey actually going to Stone Mountain, and a lot of people aren't educated on this, but Stone Mountain. I know I look like Marcus Garvey. Thank you. A lot of people don't know this, but Stone Mountain here in Atlanta, Georgia, was a pivotal, significant place where the new uprising of the Klan had formed. You know, so we got the original Birth of a Nation by D.W. Griffith, which was the first film ever shown at the White House. It was known as this masterpiece of film at that time. That film was also screened on Stone Mountain. So we know that it's a significant point, a home base for the Klan. And so in the film, we show Garvey actually going to Stone Mountain and having this face-to-face conversation with the leader of the Klan. Um, so yeah, man. And we all know, people who know history and who are familiar with, the story, we know that because of that meeting, things did go south with Du Bois and Garvey. It started its own movement. But I think with that, or I know with that, came just misunderstanding on what the intention was. But more so than a misunderstanding, there was just a strong push to eliminate Garvey in any way, shape, form possible.
Right, right. And before we conclude here, why only 40 minutes of the film? Do you think you could have made it a little longer, or 40 was just like
Man, I
enough?
told you, man, we were scraping for money, brother.
Right. Right, right. So a
Yeah,
minute
no.
longer would have been like $1,000 more.
But no, man, like I said, 40 minutes, we wanted it short, we wanted it powerful, we wanted to make it a point. But also, this was to serve as a first to something further. So we're talking about limited series. We're talking about a TV series. You know what I mean? We just wanted this to be somewhat, or serve somewhat as a pilot presentation or a proof of concept, for better terms.
Mm. Cool, cool. And so you mentioned it a little bit with Malcolm X's parents
Yeah,
being
yeah,
Garveyites and being a part of the UNIA. Are there any other similarities between Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey? Because today
yeah,
is the anniversary of the assassination
yeah,
of El Haj Malik El Sabaz,
yeah,
aka Malcolm X. May Allah be pleased with him.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Being other Garveyites, we laugh about this all the time, and we discuss this all the time. But um, people think that Malcolm X newly formed this idea of black empowerment and black enrichment in prison. We overlooked the roots of his education on black empowerment. He grew up in a household with two parents who were strong Garveyites, UNIA members. So um, I get distracted. Yeah, no, I'm not related, but I appreciate the compliment. um, so yes, we know that as a child, these things were more than likely instilled in him, or at least introduced to him, and he saw it. It was firsthand. And so I think just further along his journey, it just amplified it and activated the things that were already there. A huge thing though, Malcolm X was just like Garvey as far as us having our own, man. Us not depending on the other race to for our well-being, for our nourishment, for our like we had to depend on ourselves for that. He believed in empowerment. Malcolm X believed in militancy,
Yeah.
and not in a way of just going out and doing Lord knows what, but militancy is in a way of the way of thinking, strategically thinking, outthinking the enemy. He believed in uniforms, keeping us uniformed, presented in a fashion that is, I say, presenting ourselves in a way that is respectable, to ourselves and to the other race. He also believed us to be, I wouldn't even say superior, but superior. You know what I mean? And so, but more importantly, I would say Malcolm, the biggest things that Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey had in common was that fearlessness, that relentless fearlessness. This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean, and that's what it is.
Yes,
You
yes.
know.
Yes, yes. So before we leave, two things. Can you give the people where they can see the new film,
Mhm.
Messiah, the Marcus Garvey movie? And tell us one of your favorite Marcus Garvey quotes before we end.
Yes, you can see the movie on Amazon Prime. Searching Mosiah, Mosiah, Mosiah. It's on Amazon Prime, Mosiah. Also follow my Instagram, Samuel Lee Fudge, on Instagram, on Facebook. Please follow the film Mosiah the movie on Instagram, Facebook as well. MosiahTheMovie.com as well. That's how you can follow the film. Um, please spread the word. Please spread this film.
Share this live.
We need, yes, we need to reach as many Black people as possible. Please tag the major media outlets. Please send the trailer, send the page, do what you can. But let's further push this movement. Uh, my favorite Marcus Garvey quote. Oh my God.
I know you
Man,
have a lot. I know you have a lot.
I know. Uh, there's no future for people who overlook their past, and I'm paraphrasing. But there's no future. There's no future for people who aren't educated. In my words, I'm gonna say in my words.
Okay.
There's no future for a race of people who overlook their past or who don't know their past. We have to know where we come from to move forward. Unfortunately, in America, they teach us that our history begins here, but that's not the case. You know, so it's like Sankofa. You have to reach back to go forward. And we have to educate ourselves on who we really are and what we really mean. If you've been conditioned for millions of years to believe that you are inferior, this is the mindset that you're going to walk off on every single day. This is the mindset that you're going to teach your kids. This is the mindset that we're going to teach our young Black youth. We need to educate ourselves so we can learn the answers, know our history, and then we can re-educate, but also educate the youngins that's coming up behind us so we can have a better future for ourselves. Um, yeah, man, I'll keep going. But
Yes, sir.
yes, it's short,
It's
brother.
all good, man. I thank you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your knowledge and wisdom on Marcus Garvey and just on history in general. Thank you for your fortitude and for your consistency and commitment to establishing and committing yourself to such a big act, as in producing and writing and directing the short film Messiah, the Marcus Garvey film.
Yes,
So
sir.
thank you for that, and thank you for everything else that you do for our people. So family, again, make sure that you support the film Mosiah, Mosiah. Go to Amazon Prime and support the brother. I think it's only like $2.99 to rent it, or $2.99, $3.99, less than $5. I know
Yes,
that. I seen a movie. I seen a movie myself. I support it. So I know many of you, the 20 people that's watching this right now, and the 20 more that will on YouTube, they have $5. So $5 is all you need to support the brother, to support the film, and I bet you will learn something new about Marcus Garvey that you didn't know before. All right, family. Also spread the word. That's free. That's free 99. Spread the word, family. All right. Also, click the link in my bio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, DTR 360 Books. I myself also have Garvey books as well on my website, DTR360books.com. All right, family. So happy Friday. I leave you as I greet you. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, shalom. Hotep. Islam. Peace.
Thank you, brother.